Okay, I'm doing this video over because the first video was shit. But let me try not to mess this up. Okay, this is I'm inspired by Brown Coat Eric to do this type of rant. I wanted to do videos in the style that he did for years, before he quit. So this is me trying my hand on that. I have similar motivations, or just sort of to get my thoughts out. Not really expecting anyone to see it. If anyone does see it, I want to know if anyone agrees with me, or sort of sees it the same way I do. Um, okay, it's my take on the sort of the culture war, for lack of a better word. Um, you know the the that side of YouTube that's fighting wokeness in our comic books and you know um in movies and stuff, in the Disney, Star Wars, and the sequel trilogy, that sort of thing. I'll say I have a lot of the same issues, a lot of the same concerns as those YouTubers. I would agree with a lot of their points, I guess, in some sense. But I'm not really a big fan of that. Those YouTubers. I don't really care for the culture that exists around comics, movies, video games, and geek, geek stuff, fandom, or whatever you want to call it. Like, we are in a very weird place now. Uh, we are in a very unfortunate place with geek culture. Like, basically, there's a culture war. Like, I feel like it's hard to talk about geek culture without like taking a side in it. You know, whether whether you intend to or not. Like, I feel like let's say like basically I feel like if you talk about Disney, Star Wars, The Last Jedi, or the ways in which those don't work, like you're kind of like be lumped in with the anti woke YouTubers, and kind of be like you've taken a side on the culture war, even if you don't really want to. And I like and it like it's really difficult to have just plain neutral like geek content where you just sort of talk about the material, and you can even talk about like political, like the politics of the material, and how that like ruined the piece, or made it less enjoyable, or what. Like, that's fine, but I wish I could you could do that without necessarily being part of a movement, for lack of a better word. Like, and I feel like we can't do that anymore. I mean, I guess you could try, but I feel like you'd like very quickly get kind of roped in. Like like I don't well I agree with sort of like what some of those YouTubers are saying. I don't identify with them. I don't really like relating. They don't really feel like I don't really feel like they speak for me. They are kind of have a lot of the same issues, but they come at it from such a different angle. Like, I would like to think that Disney, Star Wars could produce something good eventually, and make something I like and I want it to be good. I don't expect it to be good, but I want it to be good. I hope they make something that I like. Like, I don't enjoy like the state of it. Like, I'm just like I wish we could go back, but they like a lot of these YouTubers, they seem to like kind of enjoy, you know, crapping on it and like looking for the next like offense and and like in everything they put out sucks. Like like everything Disney Star Wars puts out is like sucks to them, and like there's stuff I haven't of Disney Star Wars that I haven't watched, and I don't know if it like actually sucks or if they're just exaggerating, because I kind of don't want to take, I don't want to be part of that like, you know, cultural like debate where like if I like it I'm like I'm okay with what a Disney Star Wars has become. If I'm like against it, I'm kind of part of like that movement or the anti Disney Star Wars movement. Like I'm not like against being anti Disney Star Wars. I was and would say I still am anti Disney Star Wars, but it's this whole cultural thing now. It's kind of like this whole cultural movement. Like you're not against like Disney Star Wars, like in the same way you were against Revenge of the Fallen or Batman and Robin. Like if you're against it, you're like basically part of this cultural movement that has like a lot of baggage with it. I'm not even talking about the merits of the movement or whether it's right or whether that movement is right or wrong. But basically there is like a movement and stuff, and a lot of people just like passionately support it or passionately it be a or will be passionately opposed to it, and you can't. It's very difficult to have a stance like or look at what you're saying without like the context of that movement, whether they're for it or against it. Um, like I feel like any talking about it is like they view it in terms of like whether the anti woke or geek movement. I don't know if there's a name for it. Like just, you know, like that genre of YouTubers where it's basically framed in like whether like they're in the right or the wrong, or whether they're crazy or whether they're correct. Like if I say like a movie if I sucks or something, I feel like it'll be viewed in the context of that sort of debate or that sort of like you can't detach yourself from that you know, that whole thing. Uh like uh like you can't be like a YouTuber like Captain Logan. There aren't many YouTubers that are like Captain Logan or Eric who are not apolitical. That would be inaccurate. They will bring up like stuff they disagree with, like social stuff they disagree with, and how the politics work in a movie's favor, don't work in a movie's favor. But they're not part like of a movement. They're not like part of a cultural like um revolution. If I don't know if that's too extreme of a phrase or hyperbolic, but they're not on any side of like a where they're like pushing like an agenda. They're just kind of saying how they feel about it, and sometimes that kind of delves into social or political issues, but they are not part of a movement. And I would feel like if I were to try and do what they do, I would not be able to kind of detach myself from that or get kind of mixed up in it. Like like Cap and Eric said once in an After Dark that geek culture is basically like politics, and not just in that like it's political and we're debating politics in it, but it's just as polarized and as politics in and of itself, just regardless of the culture war stuff. And when you add the culture war stuff on top of it, it's even worse. And they were absolutely right in their analysis, and it's gotten worse since then. I like significantly worse, I would say. Like the way in which the anti-woke, fuck me, the way in which the anti-woke YouTubers sort of conduct themselves is like, here's basically how they operate. Is they're kind of like excited to crap on the newest thing, the new, like whether it's Disney, Star Wars, or Marvel or MCU and that sort of thing. And they're like, have this, and it's okay to like dislike everything that's coming out. That's not the issue, but it's like this sort of excited to crap on the new thing sort of attitude, and like they're excited for it to suck, and they're like going for everything to like hate on it, and it's like and they put it like the thumbnail, oh, this is like horrible new woke thing, and it's like, yeah, it's like the legitimacy or illegitimacy of like the offense is like not the point. It's just this like really depressing thing. Like it puts me in a position where I feel like we're like where I don't want to support something that like that I think will suck and stuff. I feel like I dislike most of what's coming out now. Like most of what's putting out I don't like, but I don't enjoy disliking. I'm not excited to dislike it. I hope that by some miracle it would become something that I would like, that or they would put out material that I would enjoy. I don't expect that. It doesn't seem likely, but I'm not like, I don't have this like excitement or about like to like crap on everything. I feel like if I were to like something by like Disney Star Wars, I'd be taking like a stance against the fixed Disney movement, or if like basically I'm like siding with the, like, you know, fans are entitled, like there's nothing wrong with like where Disney is, they're just crazy. Like if I were to like it, I'd be siding with that side. If I were to dislike it, I'd be on like the cultural movement, like to fix Star Wars side or fix Marvel. And as like, I agree that it needs fixing. Like I don't disagree with that, but I don't want to like be part of the fix Marvel or Disney movement, if that makes any sense. I just want to be able to like talk about whether it about it sucking without being part of the like everything sucks and we need to fix it movement. And like I feel like I can't I can't do that. And I mean, I could make videos just who I want to, of course, but I feel like if they ever got popular, if I ever got popular or I got big, which, you know, wouldn't happen, that's kind of a joke, but if it did, I would kind of get swept up into it against my will. Like honestly, like I don't think like and not that Geek Cap or Geek Illusion is like the biggest channel ever, but like I feel like you couldn't uh there's no one like Cap that's like as big as those people where they're just like not part of a movement. Like they're just like reviewing movies and shows and talking about their reaction to it, and like politics can come up and stuff. That's fine, or like social issues, and maybe they land one way or another. Like but they're like not part of one of those two movements. Everything is like part of the movements or the cultural war, or like the cultural war. You know, I know it's a term that's kind of a cliche at this point, but it's but that's what it is at this point. Not even like politically left versus right vote that is there. That's and absolutely there, but it's just like it'd be like also like a fan entitlement versus like accepting or being drones that accept anything that's put out. That's like also like become that. It'd be like if like Batman and Robin was like a wasn't just like a movie that was like hated or but if it was like part of like a movement where like if you're against Batman and Robin think it sucked, you're like you're like hateful people that like hate Joel Schumacher and you're like these awful people, or you're like these like drones that accept anything that like will come out and you're like and you're like you're part of like our art being ruined and that sort of thing. Like and that's like leaving out like the actual like politics of it, like actual like left versus right politics and social issues. Even if you take that out, like we like already like have like kind of a are at a divisive place and sort of I don't know like it's I don't know just we're at a very weird place. And even like YouTubers that are not explicitly political or like explicitly taking stances on the issue, they're clearly like on one side or the other, and they let it slip through. I don't know if this made sense, but I figured I'd try to make a video like Eric used to, sort of stream of consciousness, just how I feel about the thing, sort of my feelings. Don't consider this in-depth analysis or like essay on the topic. It's just sort of how I feel, and me just sort of thinking out loud. And I don't expect anyone to see this, but if anyone does, I want to know if anyone feels the same way as me, or if they have had similar thoughts. This is just something I'm gonna try to like you know get get it out of my system, if you will, and see if anyone agrees with me. Kind of like, which is I think why Eric said he started making videos, before he he left us tragically. Uh, that's all I have to say for right now. Is Chewbacca's lover. There's 2 cents on the topic. Uh, that's it.